Well, hello and howdy-ho everyone, Foxy Games here, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV full story playthrough. In the last episode, we did the DPS role quest, and we took down the Sin Eater Risen Render Ray. We have done three of these role quests so far, and we have only one left to do, and we were going to be tackling this as a summoner. A job that I'm still not too super familiar with. Unlike Scholar and Ninja, I didn't really have to learn Summoner as I went along, because it levels up alongside of Scholar. So we need to go and speak with Cerigg over here and hope that I don't fuck this up. Let me guess, you're standing in front of Cerigg, bounty hunter non-pare, because you are mine to aid me in felling the dread Phronesis. Do I have the right of it, or do I have the right of it? What's-its? If I didn't know better, I could have sworn you just suggested you're unfamiliar with Phronesis. But that couldn't be. No sinner worth her salt could be so ignorant. Well, why don't you tell me about him? Allow me to elaborate. Phronesis isn't just your run-of-the-mill stray sin-eater. He's one of the nastiest the realm has ever seen, formed from the remains of one of those goddamned warriors of light. There are 4 of them all told, crawled up from the bowels of the deepest hell after being buried for nigh on a century, if the tales are true. People have come to call them the cardinal virtues. Before he was transformed into a sin-eater, Phronesis was none other than Archmagus Nyelbert, whose baleful magics were feared the realm over. Though it's only been a few short years since he first showed up in Amarang, he's already preyed on far too many innocents with his foul sorcery. Not keen on seeing their trade routes disrupted, the local merchants have placed a healthy bounty on his head. Of course, I'd like nothing more than to fell the fiend single-handed and claim the entire bounty for myself. Unfortunately, circumstances have dictated that I recruit a companion, and that's where you come in. Provided that you can prove to me that you possess the rather specialized set of skills that I require, I promise I'll make it worth your while. Not a bad offer, wouldn't you say? If you fancy yourself up to the task, come find me in Amarang. I mean to set off for there shortly. So you're a bard, and you need a mage. Alright, what good is a summoner without her horn? I should definitely have my headgear equipped. Yes, that looks great. Alright. So, let's get on over to Mordsuk. So you came. It's good to see someone who isn't all talk. As fortune would have it, another sin-eater, a far less imposing specimen than Phronesis, of course, has just been sighted to the west of here. Prove to me you have the skill to back up your words, and we'll talk further. Okay. Why did we meet out here, then? Alright, well, first things first. We've got a couple of companions we need to bring out. Ludos, of course, and Titan Eggy. To protect me, of course. Alright. Let's see if I can actually remember how to play this fucking game. Or this job, whatever. Words. Oh dear. Oh, it's dead. Good show, friend. I wasn't sure what to expect from you, but seeing you in battle has left me with a little doubt. Seems I found myself a formidable ally. And so I'll extend the offer in earnest. Help me hunt down Phronesis, and we'll split the bounty down the middle. Well, what do you say? That's the spirit. Now, there's more you should know before we proceed. Come with me to Mord Souk, my base of operations, and I'll fill you in on the details. Alright, and why not? We'll be lazy. Welcome to Mord Souk, friend. As you can see, it's a bustling trading post frequented by merchants from across the realm. At least it was before Phronesis showed up and started preying on unwitting travelers, hence the bounty, you see. The lucrative reward has attracted the attention of one capable bounty hunter after the next, yet the fiend still roams free. You can probably imagine why. Those few who have seen Phronesis and returned to tell the tale speak of the great horrors they witnessed. Cavernous black holes materializing out of thin air, swallowing everything around them into the abyss. People have taken to calling them the Hollows. Rumor has it that one barely has time to lay eyes on Phronesis before he summons forth the Hollows, which proceed to consume everything in sight. And I do mean everything. Just the other day, an entire caravan was devoured by the Hollows, leaving only nothingness behind. Mages have postulated that these holes are literally tears in the fabric of our reality. Gateways to other worlds, to put it another way. At any rate, suffice it to say that the next man to come back from the void will be the first. And yet there's something odd about it all. Witnesses say that Phronesis doesn't seem to go out of his way to prey on people or settlements. He simply shambles across the wastes, summoning hollows one after the next. The destruction follows as a matter of course. Needless to say, drawing too near to the fiend is tantamount to suicide. Even attacks from afar have been all but futile, as Phronesis simply summons the hollows to consume every incoming arrow. With every conceivable means of attack foiled, even the most savvy bounty hunters have all but thrown up their hands, even though the bounty now stands at some 9 or 10-fold the original amount. I'm of a different mind, however. The way I see it, if only there was a way to neutralize the hollows, we'd stand more than a chance against Phronesis himself. This is why I require your services. Your easy triumph over the Sin Eater spoke clear. You're a mage of no common skill. If anyone has the arcane knowledge and aptitude to help me figure out a way to defend against the hollows, it's you. Don't worry, I fully intend to shoulder my share of the burden. And so what the fuck? Alright. That was an interesting server crash. Anyway, don't worry, I fully intend to shoulder my share of the burden, and so I plan to gather all the information we need before asking you to put yourself in harm's way. And with that, I'd best get to work. Once I've formulated a proper plan of attack, we'll talk again. Until then, I suggest you continue to hone your casting skills. The battle that awaits us will not be an easy one. Right. Well, we'll just get straight back into it. Ah, there you are, and your timing couldn't be better. As luck would have it, a little bird told me that Phronesis was sighted in the vicinity not long ago. Don't you worry, I have no intention of rushing in like a fool. My plan is to shadow the Sin Eater from afar, that we might observe the hollows with our own eyes and formulate a suitable plan of attack. To that end, I procured this mannequin here from a merchant acquaintance of mine at the Crystarium. By setting it on Phronesis' trail, I mean to gauge just how wide of a berth we must keep. Okay, can the game stop fucking crashing now? To that end, I procured this mannequin from a merchant acquaintance of mine here at the Crystarium. By setting it on Phronesis' trail, I mean to gauge just how wide of a berth we must keep from the fiend, just so as not to be sucked up into the void. Shed no tears for the little fellow, friend. His sacrifice will be the key to our success. And yet, as you can see, he's not quite in the best state of repair. Pray lend me a hand in procuring what we need to get him back on his feet. What? Why? Why didn't you just have the people at the... You're a lifesaver, friend. I just spotted nasty-looking sandskin Sibylle lurking about to the east of here, and I do believe one of their tendons should serve well to put some spring back in the little fellow's step. Snag one for me, and I'll see to the repairs. Why did you not buy one that was working? That seems logical. Do you not agree? Okay, Titan. I'd rather leave nothing to chance. Right, I'm already forgetting how to play this fucking job. Do the thing. There you go. Any luck finding that tendon? For my part, I've acquired something that should serve as a makeshift gear. Cost me an arm and a leg, but hey, if it helps us claim that bounty in the end, it'll be more than worth it. Why did you get a mannequin that needed fucking fixing? Perfect! Yes, I reckon this is durable and elastic enough to replace the mannequin's snap drive belt. I'll fetch my toolbox and get started straight away. In the meantime, why don't you scout us out a suitable lookout point? Phronesis was last sighted just southeast of town. Try to find us a spot on higher ground, out of sight from the main thoroughfare. I feel like the entire first part of this quest could have been cut out. Like, this is already contrived as hell. Sorry, I'm in a bad mood now because everything was fucking crashing and I had to sit through 1,000-person queues. Can't imagine what it's going to be like on Endwalker's release date. Oh there, friend! As you can see, our clockwork friend is back in tip-top shape. And since it appears you found us the perfect lookout spot, why don't we get down to work? I'll kindle us a fire. We might be here for a while. That looks like one of the machina from Final Fantasy XIII. Well, I'll be. There's the bastard. Look closely now and hold your gaze. You must witness the sheer horror with your own two eyes. No, we mustn't send out the mannequin too soon. If Phronesis sees it, he may very well blast it to bits before it has a chance to investigate the hollows. So why did he make a hollow to begin with, if he only does it when he feels threatened? And there he goes. I'll send the mannequin in to trail him. Let's sit back and enjoy the show. Just as I expected, gone without a trace. Shed no tears for our little friend, though through his sacrifice we now know just how much distance we must keep from the hollows to avoid being sucked into the void. Now it's our turn. Let's edge a bit closer and see what we can observe. Mind you, take care not to wander too close, lest you fancy a vacation to a dark, shadowy abyss. It's as if a shadowy whirlwind rages inside, ready to suck anything and everything into the void. I've seen many a horrific sight in my day, but this sends a shiver up the spine. Let me out. It's so dark in here. Why the pale face, friend? You look as if you've seen a ghost. A voice, you say? From inside the hollow? But that's impossible! Is anyone out there? Please help me. Help me get out of here. Are you alive? Was that a voice? Is someone out there? If you could hear me, please, you must help me. I can't see anything. No road, no trees. Not even an ether current to follow. Which way do I go? How do I get out of this place? This voice, what in the God's name is it saying? The voice of a boy, you say? Claims he's lost inside with no ether current to follow? Sounds like he's adrift in the flow, not unlike what would happen if an aetherite, to which one was teleporting, was destroyed in mid-journey. Wait a minute. What if there was some way you could channel your ether into the void? Might that not allow your etheric form to serve as a beacon of sorts to guide the child back to us? Of course, not that I know how we'd go about that. I could just channel ether. You reckon you could just do that? I won't even think of asking how. Do your damnedest. Well, you're not a mage, you don't know. But even ordinary people can channel ether. I guess it takes a mage to know just how to do it for this purpose. Wicked White! I knew you were no ordinary sinner, but even still, you find ways to surprise me. Where am I? Well, I'll be damned. There was a child inside. Our little expedition has left us with more questions than answers, eh? But for now, this boy needs our care. Let us carry him back to Mordsuk and find him a warm bed and some nourishment. Well, this has gone from contrived to rather interesting. The boy's resting now. He's weak, but not wounded, at least as far as I can tell. Needless to say, his presence raises questions. Are there others trapped on the other side of the hollows? If so, might they also be returned to our world alive? There's so much we must ask him when he awakens. On another subject, this might be an odd question, but have you ever looked after a child before? Not really. Well, I mean, Alphino and Alisaie are still kids, and so is Reen, for that matter. As a matter of fact. You don't say. In that case, he's all yours. I'm jesting, friend. I can't very well tie you down here forever. Worry not, I'll manage somehow. I suppose the first order of the day should be to get some food in his belly. He does look terribly pale, after all. Methinks he'll go hunting for some meat. No, perhaps I should take him to a physician first. After all, he may be suffering from some ailment inscrutable to the eye. Or maybe I should... damn it all, I knew I wasn't cut out for this. One thing at a time. Ah, there you are. You'll be happy to know that the boy is awake, and seems to be no worse for wear. Physically speaking, at least. There's just one rub. He has no recollection of where he came from, or just how he managed to get swallowed up into the void. In fact, other than his own name, Tainer, he can't remember much of anything at all. He seems a good lad, mind you. He eats my half-assed cooking with a smile and nary a word of complaint. Yet I reckon he's hurting inside, and badly. We must reunite him with his parents with all due speed. I suggested that he could go for a stroll around Mordsuk in the hopes that the sights might help him jog his memories. He can't have wandered far. Why don't you check up on him? Bye, Ludos. Ah, there you are. I realize this is something of a detour, but we simply can't leave a poor amnesiac orphan to fend for himself, now can we? Let's find the boy a safe home as soon as we can. Do not tell me. You were the one who rescued me from the flow, yes? I feel from you the same warmth that reached out to me when I was adrift in the ether. Well, I'll be damned. The boy's a sharp one. And that's not the least of it. The carer who examined him said they could feel great power welling up from deep within him. Despite his young age, Tainer here seems to possess a remarkable command of the magical arts. Perhaps I do, and yet I cannot say. Try as I might, I can recall nothing of who I am or where I came from. Only the darkness. No need for apologies, boy. You did well just to make it back to us. Speaking of which, can you remember anything at all of what you felt when you were adrift in the void? That I remember, or at least I think I do. I recall a vague sensation of someone passing alongside me. Indeed, I believe this is what roused me from my slumber. If the Hollows truly are a gate between worlds, that would mean that someone recently traveled from ours to another, or from another to ours. But that's not possible. Or is it? You'd be surprised. You know something I don't, friend. Or not, I won't pry for details. Ah well. No sense racking our brains over matters beyond our comprehension. Let's concentrate on what we can do, namely finding the boy here a home. No doubt his memories will come back to him in due time. You'd truly do that? For me? But the two of you have already saved my life. I couldn't possibly burden you any further. Ah, it's no burden at all. Besides, if we can figure out just who you are, and where you came from, it might lead us to the answers we seek. Now, let's consider the options. One possibility is that you're an orphan, all alone in this world with not a soul to care for or look after you. And yet this seems unlikely. Yes, the mystical powers you possess say otherwise. If you're truly as skilled in magic as they say, then it stands to reason that someone trained you in the art. Who this master of yours is, and whether you are of their blood or simply received their tutelage, this I cannot say. But either way, I'm certain they're worried sick about you. If that truly is so, I would very much like to meet this person too. That settles it then. Let's get down to business. I took the liberty of inquiring around Mordsuk and the Crystarium. Unfortunately, there have been no reports of missing persons matching Tainer's description. Which means that we have no choice but to take our search elsewhere. I know of a merchant in town whose travels often take him far afield. Let us have a talk with him and see if he's heard any helpful rumors. I'm calling it now. He's the black mage of light, whatever. He's his apprentice or something, and I don't know. I'm just gonna assume that. Anyway. Impressive how Tainer's managed to keep himself together, eh? The boy's mature beyond his years, no doubt. The two of you are far too kind. I cannot thank you enough. Rumors of a missing boy, you say? Funny that you ask. It's a long shot, I reckon, but I overheard something the other day that might be of use. On my way to Mortsuk, I stopped over at the inn at Journey's Head. There I met an ailing mage. As the carers told it, he'd been ambushed by a sin-eater and was separated from his child in the battle. Bloody hells, could it be? If the sin-eater that attacked the poor man was Phronesis, that would explain everything. This man you speak of, he could be my father. We must go to him at once. Agreed. I only hope that the man is... No, there's no point in presuming the worst. Let us make for the inn and see what the carers there can tell us. If he was at the inn at Journey's Head... Well, yeah, let's not presume the worst. Ho there! I hear there's a mage in your care who's lost his boy. Well, I do believe we have him right here. I fear there must be a mistake. The boy in question has already been found. This is him, right here. What? So it wasn't my father after all. This boy with you, he too has been separated from his family. Just so. We heard that a man here was looking for his son, and we just hoped. Alas, it seems it wasn't meant to be. But there are many people here, yes? Might I ask around and see if any of the others of my family? But of course, yet many of the people here are quite ill, and in many cases in considerable pain. It is not a place for a young child to walk around unattended. Indeed it's not. Guess that means either myself or Foxy here should accompany him. I'll go with him. The walk might help me take my mind off things. Not a bad idea, if the lad doesn't mind. I reckon Tainer would rather be with someone of his own age. Take his mind off things. Speaking of which, how is the boy's father holding up? I fear the poor man has already departed on his journey. He is a man no longer, so he did become infected by the sin-eaters. The child insisted upon staying by his father's side until the last. I permitted this out of respect for him, though part of me regrets the choice. None so young should suffer such horrors. It was some small solace to learn that he has living relatives who reside at the Crystarium. In fact, I was just making preparations to escort him there myself. I see. Reckon we should also find someone to look after Tainer as well. Don't get me wrong, friend, I haven't given up on the prospect of finding the boy's family, but we have no other leads, and a deadly sin-eater is still on the loose. If the lad tags along with us every step of the way, he's far more likely to end up dead, or worse than to ever reunite with his family. Here's what I propose. We find someone to watch after Tainer for the time being, get back on the hunt, and gather whatever clues we can about his origins along the way. Very well, but we must see that he is safe. Aye, that goes without saying. Let us have a talk with the proprietor of the Wandering Stairs. He's a kindly enough chap, and knows damn near everyone in these parts. With any luck, he'll be able to direct us to a willing and able guardian. Look, I don't like this any more than you do, but it's the best we can do for the boy, given our circumstances. At any rate, let's find him and share the news. Don't worry, it's my decision and I intend to take responsibility for it. It's taken a rather unexpected direction, which is good because it started off kind of weak. I'm sorry, it's all my fault. Oh dear, did he run off? Bad news, friend. It seems the two young ones got into a quarrel of sorts, and Tanner's up and run away. Oh, shit. Seems the lad mentioned how he'd come out from one of the hollows. The other boy put two and two together and figured he'd been attacked by a sin-eater. Then I said, my dad was attacked by a sin-eater, and then he turned into one himself. So I asked, what if you turn into a sin-eater too? Tanner's face went all white. He kept saying, what do you mean? What do you mean? Over and over and over again. I couldn't take it anymore. Before I knew it, I was shouting at him, shut up, just shut up. I bet you're turning into a sin-eater already. Why? Why did I say such a mean and nasty thing? Don't be so hard on yourself, lad. Both of you have had a rough go of it these past few days. Nobody could blame either one of you for being a bit on edge. We must hurry and find Tanner before he comes to harm. Let's split up. I'll search to the west and you take the east. And be careful out there. Alright. Man, didn't think we'd be babysitting. Oh boy, there's 3 of them. I sure hope I remember how to... Yeah, whatever. Anyway. I really don't know how to play this job, so I'm just mostly using basic abilities. When I heard the clamor of battle, I feared the worst, but I see that you have everything under control. Are you okay, lad? Forgive me. I don't deserve this kindness. I was just so scared. I was worried about what would become of me if I never recovered my memories. I started thinking, what if I ended up like that boy's father? What if it's already happening to me? That's one matter you needn't worry yourself with. The carer who examined you told me as much. You suffered no direct wounds. You're in no more danger of turning into a sin-eater than Foxy or me. Is that so? That's good to hear, but I must apologize to that boy. I should have known better than to badger him about such things, especially after what happened to his father. Funny thing that, he was saying the same thing about you. You both have good hearts, lad, and you've been through more than any man should. There's no need to be ashamed about your feelings. There is still so much I do not understand about this world. Why does no one here know me? Am I doomed to be alone for the rest of my days? Why? Why must it be this way? If only I could remember something, anything. I'm sick of not knowing who I am. I'm sick of being alone. Uh-oh. Well, maybe we'll get something. Now it's your turn, Tanner. Do not be disheartened by your last attempt. Even the greatest of mages have known failure. Your command of magic is the equal of my own. If I can succeed, there is no reason why you cannot. Free your mind of worry and focus. Thank you, Nyelbert. I shall try my best. Ah. Well, isn't that interesting? Wicked White, you alright, Foxy? I remember now. I was standing here on these blighted plains, my head hung low in shame. Then Nyelbert turned to me with a smile and a heartening words. Nyelbert. Why does that name sound so familiar? I reckon we've much to discuss, but not in this godforsaken place. Let's head back to the inn and see if we can't get to the bottom of this. So he wasn't his apprentice, he was his friend. Maybe getting stuck in that void transported the kid through time. Wouldn't be the first person to go through something like that. I mean, technically we did too. I do hope you'll forgive me. We have much to discuss, but first we should let these two boys make their peace. Tainer! Are you alright? I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have said those nasty things. Forgive me for reacting as I did. I'm fine. In fact, I seem to have recovered some of my memories. Really? That's wonderful. Maybe you won't feel so scared or alone anymore. I'm leaving to go live in the Crystarium with my relatives. Promise me you'll come visit. I mean, after you get your memories back and all, of course. It's a promise. Until next time, my friend. I knew that you two would work things out. Now, let us return to Mortsuk. We have more than our share of questions that need answering. That's a bit of a flight. Let's just teleport. Because we have money. I can't help but feel I also made a promise to that boy in my memories. Nyelbert, was it? As I saw it, first you fainted all of a sudden. When you came to, a portion of Tainer's memories had returned. What in the world happened out there? The power to look into the past, eh? And you're certain that what Foxy described matches up with your recollection of the past? I don't know how to break this to you, lad, but your friend Nyelbert that was with you that day, he's no ordinary boy. He's none other than the very man who became Phronesis, one of those goddamned warriors of light. If he was just a young child in your memories, that means that what you saw took place over 100 years ago. Would that it were just a coincidence, another boy with the same name. But no, judging from the formidable command of magic, we can only assume it was him. On the way back, I managed to recall some more about Nyelbert and myself. We were taken in by a group of mages, a consortium of sorts. They were searching for a means to open a hole to another world, and were recruiting young children with high magical aptitude for the task. Nyelbert and myself were the two they chose. You can't be serious. And yet, that would explain the Sin Eater's ability to summon those damned hollows. And if you possess the same knowledge and training as Nyelbert did, it could also explain why you were able to survive in there all that time. But what I don't understand is, why haven't you aged at all? I cannot say for sure, and yet my memories, they're slowly coming back to me. In time I may be able to help you find a way to close the hollows. It'd be a lifesaver if you could, but don't overburden yourself. You're still recovering, after all. In the meantime, don't worry. Foxy and I will see that you're safe. I thought Tanner was just a victim of the Sin Eater. To think he was actually friends with the man himself, back when he was still a man. This can't be simple coincidence. Yes, I'm convinced of it now. The child holds the key to defeating Phronesis. We must keep him safe and not let him out of our sights. Besides, look at how hard he's trying to recover his memories. I'm not so heartless as to kick the poor lad aside before he's figured matters out. But we can't very well rush things. You and I will continue to prepare for the battle ahead, while waiting for the rest of Tanner's memories to come back to him. That is to say, if that's alright with you, lad. I'm so sorry. I couldn't possibly burden you any further. Look, lad, I've only known you for a short while, but I can tell you have a good heart and a good head on your shoulders. I can only begin to imagine the horrors you've been through, not to mention the fears and uncertainty you face even now. But I want you to promise me this. No more apologies. You're no burden to us, not in the least. You're a valuable member of our band, and as long as you're willing, I want you with us. Isn't that right, Foxy? I see. Thank you, Cerigg. Thank you, Foxy. I will aid in your quest in whatever way I can. Now that's more like it. We're counting on you, lad. Well, at least he's got a place to belong. You and Cerigg have shown me no end of kindness. I will do all in my power to recover my memories and return the favor in whatever way I can. My mouse keeps double-clicking and it's starting to fuck me off. Good news, friend! Tanner here has told me that his memories are starting to come back to him. There's one recollection in particular he says he's eager to discuss with the two of us. Tell us, lad, what is it? As time goes by, memories of my earlier days return to me piece by piece. Nyelbert and I were born to memories of a great consortium of mages. From our earliest years, we were tutored in the magical arts by some of the realm's greatest scholars. The consortium's leaders sought to find a way to open a hole in time and space, a portal to other worlds from which they could summon forth beasts of great power. Nyelbert and I were chosen to participate in the research. Summoning, basically, in a different way. Summoning great beasts from beyond our world. You're a mage, Foxy. Is that even possible? Perhaps he speaks of void scent. Void scent? Never heard of them, but I'll take that answer as a yes. Mages come up with the damnedest ideas, eh? And yet I don't understand. Why ever would they use two young boys for such a dangerous experiment? It's kind of interesting. They don't know what the void is here in the first. Maybe the first is too detached from the 13th, being as they're two opposite shards. The beasts our masters sought to summon reside in the planes most distant from our own. Reaching across such a great distance requires such a tremendous store of innate ethereal power. And so our masters set about to breed the perfect mage. Marriages were arranged to wed the mightiest members of the consortium to one another, in hopes that they would bring forth children of theretofore unheard of magical aptitude. Finally, they succeeded. And so you were born. And Nyelbert. Indeed. From even before we could speak, we were taught the complex incantations required to breach the boundaries between worlds. We practiced these spells day after day, night after night, for what seemed an eternity. At long last we were deemed ready to attempt the summoning. Sadly, the experiment ended in failure. The pull from beyond the rift was too strong to resist, and I was sucked into a hollow of my own creation. There I remained trapped, alone and adrift in that empty void, until Foxy called me back into this world. Alas, over a century had passed since that fateful day. That's the one thing I still don't understand. If so many years have truly passed, why is it that you have not aged even a whit? I cannot say for certain, but I remember the words of one of my teachers. The rift is not unlike a border between countless worlds, a place that exists beyond time and space. If it is true that the rift exists outside our concept of time, then it is all too possible that even seconds spent in that empty pocket could correspond to months, years, or decades in our world. And so you've returned to us just as you were that day, even while over a century has passed for the rest of us. But why didn't Nyelbert save you? Shouldn't it have been as simple as opening up another portal to the void where you were trapped? I fear that would be close to impossible. Opening the portal and reaching as far into the rift as we did required all of our energies to be focused in unison. So in losing you, not only did Nyelbert lose his friend, he lost his only chance at saving you. Talk about being dealt a rough hand. Fear not, I have good news to share as well. I do believe I've managed to recall the incantations needed to summon and manipulate the hollows. Summoning beasts from beyond the rift is far beyond my powers, but I just might be able to seal up the hollows Phronesis so enjoys summoning. What say you, friends? Shall I give it a try? Oh, now that's music to my ears. But let's not be too hasty. After all, the last time you tried to use this magic, there was some complications, to say the least. Yes, we must take the necessary precautions before confronting Phronesis in earnest. Let us meet outside the village, where Tainer can test out his magic safe from harm. Well, this can only end well. Damn mouse. I think I need a new one. Ever wonder what the world looked like in those days before the flood? I suppose we could ask the boy. Yeah, I guess we could. Yeah, that's a portal to the void if I've ever seen one. Wicked White, you did it, lad! Sadly, I've not the strength to reach further beyond, nor keep the portal open for more than a few moments. No, I'll need further training before I can face... Uh-oh. Phronesis! Where in the hell did that bastard come from? Damn it all, I'm too close! I can feel it pulling me in! Oh shit. No, Nyelbert! These are my friends! You mustn't hurt them! Ah, he's nullifying it. Uh-oh. Oh, not now, Echo. This isn't good. The cave-in's completely sealed off the tunnel behind us. We've no recourse but to press on without our companions. You heard her? What'll it be? suppose it falls to us to slay the beast and collect the bounty. Perhaps you and your band would care to take the lead. Spare me your japes. You've no intention of giving up your prize. Mind you, I too made a promise to my companions. A promise I mean to keep. Ah, I told you that splitting up was a bad idea. If Brandon and Renderay were here, this second-rate spellcaster would be no match for us. Now, Silva, let's not forget who our true foe is here. Lament, you're certain if we slay this monstrosity, the cave-ins will cease. According to the miners, the beast was first sighted on the same day the tremors began, its very presence sucking the mountain dry of its ether. We dwarves know these caves as well as we know our own bodies. Trust me. I suppose we'd best make short work of it before everything comes crashing down. Hey! Where do you think you're going? My apologies. I took your ceaseless prattling as an invitation to proceed on my own. Think yourself clever, do you? You've uncommon confidence to think you can fell the beast without aid. Answer me this. Why is it you are so intent on claiming this bounty for your own? The bounty. Why indeed? At any rate, unless you've a mind to stand around here until we all get crushed, we'd best be moving on, yes? Finally, something we can agree on. And so I have a proposal. What say we band together until our battle here is won? The tremors grow stronger. No doubt a cave-in is imminent. Let us vanquish the enemy with our combined strength and quit this place before it becomes our tomb. Until the battle is won, then. After that, I go my own way. Alright. Your aid is most welcome, Nyelbert. Let us make short work of the beast and take our leave of this place while we still can. Indeed. Alright, we've got Runken Fire 3, Runken Blizzard 3, Runken Thunder 3, Runken Flare, and Falling Star, a limit break. So basically this guy behaves like a black mage. I assume anyway. Flare does what? AoE damage? Oh wait, that takes all my MP, so let's not do that. They come! Nyelbert will draw our foe's attack. Oh yeah, I should probably use Thunder on them. Yeah, I probably could have led with Flare. Probably would have been okay. Oh, I'm out of MP. That's why I suck as a spellcaster. It would seem we're not the only ones stuck in here, eh? I have a bad feeling about this. The leftmost one is mine. Silva, you take its friend on the right. Consider it done. Have at you, fiends. Let's use Flare. Ah, that was shit. Maybe I'll save Flare for the bigger groups. What's this? It leads deeper within. I really should have asked for a map. Not that it'd have been much use with all the cave-ins. Well, aren't you a big boy? Ow. That hurt. Still think you could have managed on your own, mage. Perhaps. It would have been more of a struggle than I expected. What have we got? Something big. That's him. He's the one who drinks of the mine's ether. Alright, let's put this oversized bull out to pasture. Silver, Lament, Nyelbert, with me. My magics are yours, for now. I'll take the front. The battle is on. It summons others of its ilk. We should dispatch the small fry and quickly. Leave it to me. Gah, this one looks like trouble. Almost dead, for that one anyway. Oh, they're both dead now. That should do it, Silva! Let's use our limit break. That did shit. Another earthquake. This bodes ill. Ow, boulders. Take cover behind the rocks. You don't want to bear the full brunt of it. I sense unholy power. Get behind me, friends, quickly! Oh wow, I have limit break again. Silva, are you alright? Damn it, we can't keep this up much longer. Strike with all your strength! And it's gonna go down. Basically gave me a free limit break. Which I'm not complaining about. We've done it! Now to find ourselves a way out. The tremors continue. But why? The fiend has been vanquished and its ether returned to the mountain. We were wrong. No, it was not the creature itself that was causing the quakes. Ah, yes. The crystal courses with nigh inconceivable power. A vast wellspring of ether accumulated over the ages. Yes, the beast was but a hungry creature drawn here by the stone. As was I. You had no interest in the bounty all along. The stone had been left unchecked for too long. The sheer volume of ether it houses now is so vast and overwhelming it threatens to bring the entire mountain down. For how many years have I searched for it? This precious relic that could afford me the power needed to save my friend. You mean to take the stone from this place? But then, what would happen to the mountain? If the ether is not returned to the earth, it is but a matter of time until the mine collapses. The miners who live at the foot of the mountain, countless lives will be lost. There's no time. What can we do? Tainer. My friend. Damn it! Damn it all! The tremors are stopped. Tainer, pray forgive me. I promise you this, as long as I walk this earth, I shall never, never give up hope. The stone was yours to do with as you pleased, and still you chose the fate of many over that of your friend. In return for your sacrifice, I would make you an offer. Come with us, and let us join you in your search for a means to save your comrade. The life of an adventurer isn't an easy one, but I dare say you strike me as the sort who just might enjoy it. So what say you? We'll travel the realm together and lend our strength to whatever unfortunate souls we encounter along the way. And who knows, before you know it, we just might stumble upon a way to rescue your Tainer. I would like that very much. It's funny we've never seen her. I mean, we've seen her in every cutscene, basically, for the Warriors of Light. But we have no word of her after the group went to the source. Tainer, forgive me. I may have failed you today, but mark my words. For as long as I walk this land, I will not abandon hope. I will find a way to bring you back to us. But today I find myself in the company of new companions. And for now, I must lend them my strength, just as they lent theirs to me. Foxy, are you alright? He's gone. Worry not, Phronesis is long gone. I launched a few arrows in his direction while he was distracted by Tainer's spell, and it just stole away. Anyhow, I'm just glad you're awake and on your feet again. Come now, let's hurry back to Mordsuk before the bastard has a change of heart and comes back for us. Well, that was quite an interesting bit of lore, actually. Could it be that Nyelbert came back for me? It's possible. You really gave us a scare back there, clutching your head in pain with a deadly sin-eater in plain sight. Let me guess, you had another one of your visions, didn't you? Yes, I did. Why, take me. So that's how Nyelbert and Odbert met up. Just goes to show you that in times of crisis, even the bitterest of rivals can turn fast friends. Now let's see if I have this straight. Nyelbert made it his life's mission to save Tainer here. Knowing that his own energies wouldn't suffice, he went in search of a relic that would afford him the etheric power needed to reach beyond this world. And deep in the mines that day, he found it. Yet in the end, he decided to sacrifice the stone and his own cause to save the lives of the countless innocents who'd called the mountain home. And so did he take his first step down the path of a hero, a warrior of light. So that's why he came back to this place. Why he still summons the Hollows as he did so many years ago. Aye, there can be no doubting it. Even now that he's become a sin-eater, bereft of memory, reason, and any sense of his own actions. The ghastly shell of what was once Nyelbert still hunts the wastelands, searching for a way to bring back his old friend. I only knew him as a child, and the whole idea of sin-eaters and warriors of light, it was all so new to me. Even as the pieces came together, I could not truly believe that Nyelbert and this Phronesis were one and the same. But when our gazes first met, standing out there in the wastes, in an instant I knew it without question. This was my friend. A friend who had been searching for me for all these years. At last I know what I must do. I must stop Phronesis, that my dear friend may finally rest in peace. I would do the same. Thank you, my friends. In the battle, I was able to push Phronesis' hollow away from Cerigg, if only for a short distance. With more training, I'm certain I can learn to close them up entirely. After all we've already seen from you, I've no reason to doubt you. If you're game, so are we. Finally, some cause for hope, eh? But still, we must exercise caution. The last time the boy worked his magic, our foe showed up faster than you can say Phronesis. While this may be simple coincidence, the likelihood is high that the casting of the spell itself summoned the Sin-Eater to us. You'd best avoid casting any similar incantations until we're prepared for the final confrontation. I want you to stay close for now. Devote yourself to your studies and hone your skills to whatever degree you can in the safety of the village. In the meantime, Foxy and I will redouble our training efforts as well. Should we succeed in finding a way to counteract the Hollows, it will come down to our firepower versus our foes. We must be at full strength for the battle, lest we allow victory to slip between our fingers. Indeed. I was just talking with Cerigg when I had a thought. If Nyelbert's regrets truly live on inside Phronesis, might I not be able to reach him somehow, to convince him to leave us in peace? The words had barely left my mouth when he shot me a glare that pierced me like a dagger. Expect reason or mercy from a sin-eater, and it will be the death of you, he said. Though it may have the form of a man, its mind is that of a beast that lives only to feed on our flesh. It would seem I'm a bit too idealistic. Clearly, I still have much to learn about this world. Yeah, the idealists wind up dead in a world filled with sin-eaters. And look in your eyes. Yes, I can see that you have gained much strength since last we met. You'll be pleased to hear that Tainer has managed to make steady progress in his training as well. The boy believes he has regained much of the knowledge and skill he possessed before getting sucked into that pocket of time and space. An admirable feat, considering that it was not long ago that he could scarcely remember his own name. And yet, there is one aspect of his training that has yet to be addressed. Put simply, the boy lacks experience in battle. To work the magic necessary to seal up the Hollows, I must maintain perfect focus and clarity of mind. If the battle with Phronesis is my first, I fear my concentration will be disrupted all too easily. And so I thought I'd take the boy out into the wilds, that he might acclimate himself to the battlefield and further hone his command of magic in the process. Yet, we must keep a wide berth of Amarang. Were we to encounter Phronesis before we are fully prepared, the results could be disastrous. And so I propose that we go on an excursion of sorts. Would you be willing to accompany us? I believe there is much the boy could learn from your example. Excellent. Then let us make for Lakeland. The beasts in the forest of the Lost Shepherd should provide a fair challenge for the lad. Man, we've got a kid character who's not a whining, sniveling little shit. I'm actually quite impressed, to be honest. There's no quick way out there. We have to go to Fort Job, I suppose. Hello, friends. This outfit was a gift from Cerigg. Do you think it suits me? Oh, that's actually a pretty cool-looking outfit. I'd say it does. Ah, there she is. Now, shall we get down to... Is something the matter? How do you like my new clothes, Foxy? Not only are they stylish, I can just feel the power welling up from deep within me. They were a present from Cerigg. Isn't he the best? It was a simple investment, nothing more. We must seize every possible advantage if we hope to triumph over our foe. But enough idle chit-chat. We have work to do, Foxy. I would ask that you begin by setting an example for the boy, showing him precisely how you conduct yourself in battle. We can't very well just toss him to the Wolverines on his own, now can we? So why don't you get out there and hunt one down for us? Tainer, watch carefully and let Foxy show you how it's done. Sounds good to me. Let's go ahead and get our buddies to help us. Ah, there we go. That was incredible! The sheer destructive power of your spells, the way you seamlessly weaved one incantation after the next, everything! But tell me, what would you say is the most important thing a mage should keep in mind when doing the battle with a fearsome foe? Just blast your foes with everything you've got, or casting spells in proper sequence is the key? Which is true? But of course! Thank you, Foxy. I will endeavor to put everything I have learned from you into practice. Well, here goes nothing. Come on, kids, show that Wolverine fucker. Oh. Drat, what do I... No, that's not... Curses. Just stay still so I can hit you already. Steady now. Don't let the enemy fluster you. Keep your focus. Right, focus. You're a feisty one, aren't you? Ow, that smarts. I've seen enough of this. God, you can't even bother to animate it? Jesus. Well, that didn't go very well. Forgive me, friend. I was beginning to fear for the boy's dignity, if not his life. Oh dear. That didn't go nearly as well as I hoped. Don't get so down on yourself, lad. I shouldn't have jumped in the way I did. I dare say you were starting to get the hang of it right there at the end. I thought it would be a simple enough task to follow Foxy's lead, but then when that savage creature stared me down, I was too flustered to put what I learned into practice. Indeed. It is not the strength of your magics that is the issue. You simply must learn to compose yourself. What did you think, Foxy? Are there any other words of wisdom you might offer me? Either you simply need more practice, or believe in yourself and all will be fine. Let's do that. Confidence is what you're lacking. Thank you. I'm sure you're right. I can't allow my foe to break my concentration like this. Anyhow, let me try once more. This time will go better, I promise you. Oh, there's another one. Yes, the boy will be fine. I must stay my hand. I did it! The battle is won! Now that's how you wallop a Wolverine. Well done, lad. I'm proud I could be here for your first victory. You're far too kind. I couldn't have done it without you and Foxy here to show me the way. You have my thanks. But don't let up now, boy. You must keep battling until all that you've learned becomes second nature. Now, are you ready? The boy fights with awareness and composure. I do believe he's earned himself a respite. And some more worthy opponents next time around. I don't know, I mean... I guess we are running short on time. Well, that was rather more difficult than I expected. And yet, thanks to you and Cerigg, I feel like I can hold my own in the battlefield now. I'd have to agree. The way you made short work of that last critter, I'd say it's time to find you a more worthy foe. Let us return to Mordsuk and plot our next course of action. Back we go, then. Looks like we're coming toward the end of this quest line. I must say that training session was most exhilarating. There's nothing quite like the feeling of vanquishing fearsome foes and gaining confidence with every thrilling victory. You've proven the perfect mentor for the boy, Foxy. Hells, I dare say old Cerigg here could learn a thing or two from you. You taught him not only how to wield his spells in battle, but how to maintain his focus in the face of danger. With those fundamentals under his belt, it's just a matter of time and practice until he's ready to face Phronesis. I promise you, my friends, I will not let you down. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'd best go and write down all I've learned today while it's still fresh in my mind. Such passion and determination. This must be the boy he always was, before his time beyond the rift stole from him his memories and his spirit. He devotes himself to his training that he might help us fell Phronesis, and bring his friend a measure of salvation. There's no telling what the course of the battle will take, but I suspect the boy will be forced to confront his past head-on. It will not be easy for him, yet I believe it is a necessary step for him in order to forge himself a new future. For Tainer's sake, and for the sake of those who call Amarang home, we must triumph in this battle. Indeed we must. Not to mention for the sake of our coin purses, eh? At any rate, I will leave you to your training and return to my own. The final confrontation is close at hand and we must be ready. Indeed, what do we get? Oh, espresso. Coffee! Yum yummy coffee. It's too bad that coffee completely obliterates my stomach, because it's quite tasty. Well, look who's back, and looking more imposing than ever, I might add. You'll be pleased to know that Tainer's command of his magics has already advanced by leaps and bounds since you left. Says he's finally convinced he can hold his own against Phronesis. Truth be told, I worry about the boy. As devoted as he is to his training, I can't help but notice a sad, uneasy look in his eyes from time to time. He insists it's nothing, of course, but I remain unconvinced. As a fellow mage, perhaps you could succeed in reaching out to him where I failed. He should be around here somewhere. Go and find him, and see if you can't offer a few words of support, wouldn't you? Sure. Hey, buddy. How you holding up? Oh, hello there, Foxy. Is there something I can do for you? Cerigg was worried about me, you say. That is kind of him. I assure you I'm completely fine. I owe so much to the both of you. You brought me back from beyond the rift, took me under your wing, trained me and comforted me to the point that my memories and my magic have both returned. I'm finally ready to face my old friend in battle, and it is all because of you. And yet, there is a fear growing inside me, a fear that threatens to consume me. In my studies, I have learned much about the Sin Eaters. I learned how those who fall to the most powerful Sin Eaters, like Phronesis, become Sin Eaters themselves, doomed to live out their days as mindless, unholy abominations. If I were to lose my focus in battle, and you or Cerigg suffered the same fate as Nyelbert, the only 3 friends I have ever known in this world, if I lost you all, how could I ever live with myself again? This thought, it shakes me to the very core. If you falter, we'll be there for you, or, were he not for us, think only of Nyelbert. I feel like the second one is not very helpful. Some solidarity should be better. You're right. I mustn't forget that I have 2 strong friends by my side to help me shoulder the burden. Thank you, friend. The task is a daunting one, but I will trust in myself, and in the strong and gentle friends who stand by my side. Nothing would make me happier than to help Nyelbert find peace, but that is not the only reason I fight this battle. I must repay you and Cerigg for all you've given me. Not only did the 2 of you bring me back to this world, you've instilled me with a newfound sense of purpose. And yet when the battle is done, you will leave this place. You'll embark on new adventures with new companions, Worry not. I will not hold you back or stand in your way. That is another reason I must fight this battle. I must prove to you, to all three of my friends, that I am strong enough to get by on my own. Be strong, Tainer. You can do this. Sorry, perhaps I got a little carried away there. In any event, we should go tell Cerigg that I'm ready. It'll be fine, kid. I have plot armor. You guys don't. Although I'm almost certain the kid will be fine. Not too sure about Cerigg. I asked Cerigg what he intends to do when the battle is over, but he just scowled and told me to focus on the task at hand. Do you think he's feeling sad about us splitting up too? Don't tell him I said this, of course. You're finally back, I see. I was starting to get worried. I trust this means you're ready to do battle with Phronesis. I am. Let us put an end to this nightmare and set Nyelbert and the people of this land free. That's the spirit. Alright. The plan is to lure Phronesis to us by the same method as last time. We'll venture to the central hills of Amber, a safe distance away from the city, and Tainer will summon forth a hollow. It should only be a matter of time before our quarry arrives. I believe our chances are best if we can lure Phronesis to a wide open space, where we will have complete freedom to maneuver. The hills of Amber should suffice. If you're ready, let us away at once. Let's do so. Couldn't be more proud of how much Tainer has grown since we first met him. Why, he's like the son I've never... Enough chit-chat, eh? We have a battle to fight. Aha. I could totally see him adopting the kid. I am ready. Let us begin. Let's do this. Over there! It's him! Yes, I knew you would come. Well, I guess we won't be needing this anymore. Oh shit. Give it up, Nyelbert. My spells are more than a match for your own. These are my friends, and I will not let you take them. Do you hear me, Nyelbert? Your long nightmare and ours shall end this day. Alright, Phronesis. I think we can go all out on this guy. Leave the hollow to me, and concentrate your attacks on our foe. You heard the boy? It's time to show this bastard what we've got. Be wary, friends, he means to summon a hollow. Okay. Keep a wide berth, friend, lest you get drawn into the void. Death Flare. Now, let's summon a friend. Bahamut. Akmorn. Oh, didn't get a second morning. Sad face. I am terrible at Summoner, by the way. I don't know if you guys realize that yet. But let's go ahead and use Firebird Trance and summon our old friend the Phoenix. Goodbye, Phoenix. Oh, just Cerigg. Okay. Someone heal me, please. I can heal myself. Shit. I am really hurting. Why is nobody healing me? I know I have my own healing ability, but it doesn't work that well. Sorry guys, I can't read shit for what's going on. I'm too focused on not dying here. Damn hollows are everywhere now. Either way, this is over. I apologize for that sloppy performance. Forgive me, Tainer. far and wide did I travel with my companions, all the while searching for a way, any way at all, to bring you back to this world. And yet in the end it was all in vain. Though I treasured the adventures I had with Ardbert and the others, my choice that fateful day forever haunted me. What if I had run off with the stone and used its powers to rescue you as I always intended? What adventures might we have shared? I sunk into the depths of despair, and felt myself a wretch for doing so. For by what right do I pity myself, when it was I who consigned you to a far more cruel and tragic a fate? Whatever pain, whatever loss I knew is nothing compared to what you suffered, what you still suffer. Abandoned by your only friend, cast adrift in a cold, dark void until the end of time. Yes, no doubt you are still out there beyond the rift, cursing my name to this very day. That's not true, Nyelbert. I'm right here. And yet, even if you despised me with every fiber of your being, even still, I would give anything to see you just one last time. You could curse me, revile me, rain fists and magic down upon me. It would all be worth it, just for the chance to say, I am sorry. Stop it, Nyelbert. Please, stop saying those things. Even after you had your mind, your heart, your very humanity ripped from you, still for all these years you kept searching for me. How could I ever hate my best friend? Don't you see, old friend? It was Foxy here who brought me back to this world, but it was you who guided her to me. You've suffered long enough, my friend. I can take care of myself now. You need worry about me no longer, so please, rest peacefully. Oh god. Why? Literally why? Why'd you have to go and ruin the moment like that, you piece of shit? I'm gonna fucking death flare you. Call me crazy, but damned if the boy's words didn't actually get through to him. Well, he's only a shade, but, well, maybe he's watching from somewhere. It's over. At last. You don't need to explain it to me. I know that the Nyelbert we saw was just a memory, a reflection from the crystal. That my friend truly passed years and years ago. And yet, even if those words will never reach Nyelbert, simply saying them aloud gave me a measure of peace. I have no regrets today. But we should be getting back to town before any more Sin Eaters take notice of us, yes? I'll say, after that battle I could use a rest, and I reckon Foxy here could as well. Shall we head back to Mortsuk? Kind of interesting how, the person who gives you the quest kind of took a back seat to everything in this one. We did what we had to do. I have no regrets. Well, if it isn't the woman of the hour, I'm happy to report that tales of our triumph are already spreading across town like wildfire. Word has it, the merchants are so grateful that they intend to sweeten the bounty with a generous personal reward. My friends, I have no words to express my gratitude. Thanks to you, Nyelbert has found peace, and I can finally close the book on this chapter of my past. Every day I thank the gods for having brought us together. The feeling's mutual, lad. To be honest, I wasn't sure what to expect when you popped out of that hole, but it's been a pleasure having you at our side. So tell me, now that you've made peace with your past, what do you plan to do with your future? You and Foxy have trained me well, and I'm quite confident that I can hold my own on the battlefield. Perhaps I will travel the land and see if I might use my abilities to help those in need. If I didn't know better, I'd think those were the words of someone twice your age. If that's truly your intention, then I have something of a plan. First, I'll need Foxy here's permission. It's just a thought I had, but what say we give the lion's share of the bounty to Tainer here? I reckon he needs it more than we do, and besides, we couldn't have won the battle without him. You owe me one. Nah, Foxy's got plenty of money. I knew you'd feel the same. It's the least we can do to help the boy forge a path and a future for himself. My friends, I could never take advantage of your kindness like that. Think nothing of it. It's not easy for a boy your age to make his way in the world, and this is the least we can do. Think of it as a parting gift from your brother and sister in arms. Thank you, Cerigg. Thank you, Foxy. As long as I live, I will never forget your generosity. Finally, I've one last proposal for you, if you're keen to hear it. There's this bounty hunter I know. He can hold his own with a bow, but he's always thought he could take on bigger marks if he had a skilled mage at his side. If you're looking for a partner, that is. Cerigg, you could not possibly mean. Of course I'm saying. So what'll it be? Yes, yes, 1,000 times yes. Why, nothing would make me happier. I suppose that settles it. Welcome aboard, lad. I've got a feeling that this is only the beginning of a rewarding relationship. And on that note, I do believe my new partner and I are off to the Crystarium to find ourselves a new mark. If it's not too much to ask, why don't you join us there? I still owe you your share of the bounty, and I reckon it'd be a good place to say our proper farewells. And that's where we'll end off this quest, to the Crystarium. The path ahead will not be an easy one, but there is one thing I know. Where I once feared the future, now I welcome it. That's good. Ah, Foxy. Glad you could join us. Tainer and I have just arrived a short while ago ourselves. The boy's keen on starting his new life as a bounty hunter, to say the least. He's got no end of questions, that one, but there's only so much I can teach him. The rest I'll have to learn from experience. And so I intend to do what I can to show him the world, and keep him safe. So don't worry about us. Between my bow and his magics, I reckon we'll be able to hold our own out there. That said, should we ever find ourselves on the trail of a particularly nasty foe, I hope you'd not be averse to lending us your strength once more. Yeah, somehow I have a feeling it won't take another 100 years for our paths to cross again. Until then, friend, stay sheltered in the shade. Alrighty. Alright. And that's all the quests in the whatever the fucking place this is called. Musica Universalis, that's the word. That's all of those role quests. We finished them all. And we will have another quest to do at some point. Just not yet. Once we finish the main story quest for Shadowbringers up and at a certain point, we'll have something new to do. But we will speak of that later. We're out of time, and in the next episode, we're going to do, I assume, the level 80 job quest for Paladin, and then we will continue with the main story quest. So, in the meantime, everyone, my name is Foxy Games, you all take care of yourself until the next time, and I shall see you then. Bye.